All right, well, welcome everyone to the Midwest is ready for zero net energy. This course is approved for 1 hour in continuing education units AIBD, BPI non-whole house, among many others, as well as AIA, health, welfare, and safety, which may make it applicable to your state-based design or contractor license. Today, I will be your moderator. My name is Brett Little, and I'm the executive director here at the nonprofit, the GreenHome Institute. We're going to be focusing on clean energy goals of consumers' energy through a case study and an in-depth review of a pilot program for zero net energy. Before we get started, a huge thanks to our sponsor, Mitsubishi Electric. Mitsubishi provides all your heating, cooling, and filtration needs in one system. Today's low-load homes require right-sized equipment that most systems, especially gas-fired, cannot meet. Mitsubishi has low-load, high-efficient heat pumps that dehumidify and cool in the summer and work in reverse to heat in the winter. Going ductless reduce costs and make it even easier to meet many of the Energy Star requirements. Ductless mini splits can now be hidden in many different ways to meet your client's needs, and ducted systems can now be used as well. Ducted systems are also hidden behind the walls to ensure a beautiful space and can be retrofitted right in place of a conventional furnace in an existing single-family or multi-family project. Hyperheat ensures an efficient heat delivery down to -13 degrees, and backup strip heaters kick in during the rare but coldest of cold days. Just launched today, the first set of hyperheating inverter products to be released in 2020. The introduction of these new outdoor units creates an additional 25 systems capable of hyperheating performance when it's really cold out. So check out that. We'll be spreading more information there. And the way it works is each room of a house can be customized, and so can multi-family buildings and commercial buildings with variable refrigerant heating systems with energy recovery built right in. You can heat on one side, cool on the other, just as needed. Go to MitsubishiComfort.com to learn more. And thanks to our second tier sponsors, Rheem, featuring the Rheem Prestige, an energy efficient, quiet, and all-electric hybrid heat pump water heater. The future of water heating is finally here. 50, 65, or 80 gallons, all the way up to 3.7 uniform energy factor. In other words, almost over 300% efficiency for these units, with different ducting and ductless systems, depending on your strategies and climate zones, as well as leak detection. Learn more at rheem.com/hybrid savings. All right, well, so very excited here to introduce our speaker, Celia King-Scott. She's a senior engineer with DNVGL Sustainable Building and Community Group. Her current role as a senior engineer is technical lead in high performance design and net zero design projects for architects, engineers, the design community, utility clients, and education industry across the country. She has worked as a technical consultant on development and implementation of Consumers Energy Zero Net Energy Pilot Program for the past 3 years, and has also assisted in the development of other zero net energy programs for the commercial sector across the United States. Celia develops whole building energy performance models, including computational fluid dynamics and daylight analysis for both residential and commercial building types. She performs a detailed thermal comfort analysis, daylighting modeling, and many of these other ones for LEED specific requirements as well, and acts as a peer reviewer and mentor to junior staff members as well. She continues to provide energy modeling training, technical support, and review of whole building design incentives applications for utility programs across the United States. And I, for one, have been in a couple design trips with her and appreciate her insight. So Celia, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and please take it away.
Thanks, Brett, and thank you everyone for joining today. I'm hoping everyone can see the slides I have.
Yes.
Yep, we're all good. Okay. Yes, thank you everyone for joining today. So the plan is to go through Consumers Energy Zero Net Energy Companion Program, which we're looking to launch this summer. Well, we're actually kind of have opened it up for projects. So we are accepting projects into the program, and as well as still running kind of our Zero Net Energy Pilot Program in parallel. So I'm going to kind of talk about both today, with a lot of focus on this companion program, which is kind of our next phase in development. I will ask that you hold questions to the end. I've got a lot of content to go through here, but I will make sure that I have some time at the end to answer any questions that you have today. So what we'll cover, I'll give you an overview of the policy drivers that are in line with, well, I guess kind of the directly from the top, and that our program and the development of the companion program is in line with. We'll also have kind of a deep dive into the companion program, and I'll also talk about a couple of case studies of projects in our current pilot program. So some of you may be familiar with Consumers Energy's very aggressive goals that are outlined in their integrated resource plan. They plan to transition to zero coal by 2040 and looking to retire two coal-fired generating units as early as 2023, with the next two to follow by 2030. This is extremely aggressive and also impressive for a utility, but they're also looking to even further this by achieving 90% carbon reduction by 2040. And that's based off their 2005 greenhouse gas emission levels. They're also looking to increase their renewable energy supply with 56% electric capacity from renewable energy, looking at least achieving 42% by 2030. They're going to add another 550 megawatts of wind energy and proposing more than 6,000 megawatts of solar energy with a ramp up throughout the next decade. It's really impressive goals set by a utility in general. So in terms of running the Zero Net Energy program, it was not surprising that we had the support from the very top here, and that transitioning into kind of a specialty program was kind of a no-brainer for Consumers Energy. As I've mentioned, we've been running the Zero Net Energy Pilot Program for Consumers Energy for the last 3 years. So to give you kind of an update on terms of where we're at with that pilot, since May 2017 through to 2019, and since June last year, we've been developing another program called the Zero Net Energy Companion Program, and we're looking to kind of have this in a mainstream specialty program by summer this year. The existing participants in our pilot program, we have 11. We have 1 new construction, 2 major renovations, and 8 retrofit projects that really kind of cover a lot of Consumers Energy's territory there. We have an overall projected savings of 4,230,000 kilowatt hours, as well as 10,000 MCF of gas savings. We have quite a range of building types in this program, from office to mixed use, which means commercial and residential, warehouse, museums, education, community centers, and a food processing building. Which vary also in terms of square footage, and a couple of our projects have multiple buildings on site as well. In terms of the existing participants' energy use intensity goals, when we first designed this program 3 years ago, we decided to use the 25 kBtu per square foot per year as our target for our projects in terms of their annual energy consumption. This was a nationally accepted consumption target for projects that are seeking to achieve zero net energy on site. We quickly realized that this is not achievable by for many reasons. It really is dependent on the size of the building, the use of the building, the amount of equipment, especially process load. So when I talk about the companion program and the development of that in the next few slides, you'll see that we've kind of adjusted these energy targets. But for now, this is where our existing participants are achieving, which is impressive nonetheless in terms of their reduction from their baseline energy use to what they're now looking at achieving through the Zero Net Energy program. We have a median EUI goal across the 11 participants of 35 kBtu and about an average energy savings reduction of about 46%. So a common question when we first started this program was whether it was truly ZNE or was it just ZNE ready? Now, for many reasons, and the major one is regulation, we were only able to offer a ZNE ready program under Consumers Energy because we operate under this energy efficiency umbrella. That does not mean that we were not trying to set this program up to support on-site or offset renewable generation. However, in terms of incentivizing for our customers, we could only incentivize on the energy efficiency side, which technically means that we're setting up these projects to be zero net energy ready at minimum. Okay, so the Zero Net Energy Companion Program. So the last 3 years, we've kind of learned a lot through the pilot program, and we've adjusted our requirements for our customers. We've adjusted deliverables as well as our incentive amounts to overall make it a better customer experience. And that is just the nature of program design and implementation. We basically looked at the pilot program as kind of this testing period. And after kind of extensive evaluation and a quality assurance process, we were able to develop this companion program that we think aligns better with kind of what our customer needs. It also assists a lot in terms of market transformation. It does show leadership. We hope through this program, we highlight these projects and highlight our customers' leadership in the design community, as well as we help with achieving deeper energy savings and provide some scalable and replicable solutions for our customers, as well as the development of future programs. So this is a list of some of our key performance indicators that we hope to achieve through the course of this companion program. Okay, so our companion program goals, as you saw earlier, we set out kind of at the beginning of the pilot program with this energy use intensity goal of 25 kBtu per square foot per year. We have now adjusted this in terms of, yes, this can be an EUI goal for ZNE Companion, and also requiring 20% reduction in regulated whole building energy use. Or if that cannot be reached, the project needs to achieve at least 30% for annual savings for existing buildings compared to existing energy use, and 40% for new construction over the ASHRAE 90.1 baseline, which currently Michigan has adopted a 2013 version. So I'll just kind of repeat that. We are still, with the companion program, targeting this, having our customers target this 25 kBtu per square foot per year and a 20% annual energy savings reduction. If that can't be reached for multiple reasons, they need to at least achieve the 30% for existing buildings and 40% for new construction. Now, these numbers were developed over kind of a course, as I just explained, like this evaluation period of the pilot program, where we were seeing kind of this range of this energy savings reductions. But on average, we saw about 40% savings overall in terms of comparing your design energy use to your baseline. So the eligibility requirements for the program, the final design must be all electric. This is kind of a huge change. from what we were looking at in the pilot program. The reason that we made this a requirement for the companion program was to make sure we were in line with Consumers Energy's long-term climate goals, which is to achieve carbon neutrality by 2040. The project must be in early stage schematic design. And we're not accepting projects kind of later in the construction period. There's no kind of late on ramping for a project. Owners are limited to 2 enrolled projects or 1 campus. Commercial buildings only. This has actually changed in the last couple of months, where we will accept multifamily projects if there's a commercial meter on site. I'm sure I'll have a couple of questions about that. I'm happy to answer kind of those specifics there, but this is kind of a new a new decision that's been made in the last couple of months that we're pretty excited about, so that we can include some multifamily projects in our program. We're accepting new construction, major renovations, or retrofits. We have kind of the definition of the major renovation. I think it's at least 2 systems have to be changed. Obviously, it's a case-by-case basis, and we will work with any kind of interested customer on whether their project is eligible. All deliverables are required for payment. There's no kind of skipping of deliverables or associated requirements, and I'm going to go through in detail what all of those deliverables are. And then we do require a minimum of at least 2 whole building energy conservation measures to be implemented. Most projects coming through, even through the pilot program, had all met kind of this requirement here, had quite the list of whole building energy conservation measures. So we want to make sure we're in line with that. The incentives that we're offering here is about $1.50 per square foot. Capped at $150,000 and a minimum of at least $13,000 per project. We have a different payout scheme now compared to the pilot program. Incentives will be paid 50% paid upon completion of phase 1, 2, and 3, and 50% paid upon the completion of 4 and 5. We have come up with these incentive amounts in order to help offset the soft costs to reaching a zero net energy ready building. So this includes supporting the customer with the engineering support, energy modeling, cost benefit analysis, equipment costs, and post-occupant measurement and verification, as well as the energy savings associated with it. So the changes to the ZNE program. We based these on, as I mentioned earlier, we had kind of a really extensive quality assurance process, as well as an evaluation period of the current pilot program. And the changes to this new program were based on kind of the feedback we received from existing participants, lessons learned from both the customers as well as the implementation side, data analytics on costs to utility as well as to the customer. We really wanted to kind of streamline and simplify the process. Although we are available in terms of Consumers Energy's technical team is available for technical assistance, we really wanted to kind of help kind of transform the design community in terms of having the design teams take on these tasks to achieve the deliverables for this program. So it's kind of less hands-on from our side and putting it back on the customer. We also restructured eligibility requirements and incentive amounts. So a new kind of phase. It was basically an informal phase to the pilot program, and now has become this kind of official phase now for the companion program. It's the project initiation, where we ask any interested customer to fill out an application questionnaire, which we will then review to assess eligibility and ZNE feasibility. We also require drawings, any kind of schedules, occupancy counts, any information about the building program. If the project is an existing building looking to undergo a major renovation, we require 3 years of energy bills. Any kind of information regarding if there have been any past building audits conducted or other relevant documents and analysis. We then do conduct this feasibility study. So the Consumers Energy technical team performs this before even your project will be enrolled in the program. So we're basically we're taking this kind of initial assessment based on all of the project information that we have, looking at kind of any energy conservation measure opportunities, whether kind of an EUI goal within the eligible target is feasible, and if renewable generation is an option to achieve true ZNE. So during the project initiation period, the design team there should at least be an architect with a mechanical engineer, possibly energy model is selected. We also would like an idea about commissioning agent or the fact that there's going to be a commissioning process going to happen, any type of renewable energy consultant on board. The kickoff meeting is a walkthrough of the building and/or site. Who is to be present at this meeting? We require the owner. We require the design team. We will have representative. It's usually Ben Glendenning, who's available and on the phone now to kind of answer any questions at the end. We'll also review some program requirements, deliverables, and really discuss kind of the ZNE vision for the project. The purpose of kind of this project initiation phase for a program like this is to really establish the level of commitment from the owner that's followed through to the design team. We want to make sure that everyone is really on the same page when it comes to what this project's goals are. After this kind of kickoff meeting, we have these recurring monthly meetings where we will have a representative from Consumers Energy attend throughout the course of the project. There will be some tasks assigned to the project team during this project initiation phase in preparation for the design charrette. Okay, so just to give you an overview. So once a project has, we have determined that a project is ZNE feasible or that they can be accepted into this program as a result of this kickoff meeting, the review of those, the data, and kind of our internal discussions, the project will then kind of be in this program and be able to run through the 5 phases of the ZNE Companion Program. For those of you on the phone who are familiar with the pilot program, these are very similar to what we currently have, and the difference, as I've kind of mentioned before, but there's a lot of differences with some of the deliverables. However, the overall kind of process is very similar. We designed it to have 5 different phases that are aligned with the construction schedule of the project. This comes from the preliminary design, advanced design, through to construction, measurement, and verification. And at each of these phases, we have certain deliverables required in order for an incentive to be paid out to the customer. Throughout, our technical team are available to coordinate meetings, review deliverables, and provide technical assistance and guidance. Now, although I say that we're taking the companion program is designed to have a little less technical assistance from our Consumers Energy team, we are there to support and provide guidance throughout the process.
Thanks for watching. Please continue to watch the next part of the session to complete the course and get your continuing education credits. Be sure to check out all of our courses available online that you can watch anytime and anywhere to pick up your CEUs. Before you go, make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube to get weekly updates and stay up to date on green building science courses, webinars, and home tours. Thanks again.